Hey guys, welcome back to the Pre-App Performance Method YouTube channel. Today we're talking about feet and shoes, and more importantly, kind of why shoes are important. And that's the main reason because your feet are important. Your feet are really the foundation of our bodies, right? They come in contact with the floor. The first thing that hits the floor every day. If you start at the floor weak, that's where all your weight's going through, right? Your whole body weight is going through your foot. So if that's already weak, say your feet are collapsed because they have weak arches, or your toes are, out of alignment, anything like that. If you start out of alignment or just suboptimal at the feet, it's going to radiate all the way up to the knees, the hips, the spine, everything up. So we really want to make sure that we take care of our feet and that we optimize them the best we can. So one of the ways that we're going to start off is just shoes. I talk a lot about how to take care of your feet. And the shoes that we wear, I think the shoes are probably a little bit more important than anything, just because most people are wearing shoes for at least 8 hours a day, usually more, and that can have a great impact on your feet by changing your shoes up. So first off, we'll kind of look at the shoe type that most people might be wearing, and then a different type of shoe that I would recommend. So our feet have about 33 joints in them. It's not just one joint and an ankle joint. And most shoes, right, your ankle joint's going to move here, and then most shoes are very stiff to bend, but they'll bend right there. So that's like one joint, maybe like two joints that are allowing moving. So they're very stiff overall, and that's not what we want, because that then creates stiffness in the entire foot for those whole hours because those joints aren't being allowed to move. Where something like this, which is a Vivo barefoot shoe, it really has no restrictions on where it can move. So your foot is free to do whatever it would normally be doing. So that's real important. It keeps the foot moving well. It keeps the joints all being able to move, so it decreases stiffness overall. And that way you don't get that stiff feeling at night. If you, for some reason, you don't want to wear barefoot shoes or anything like that, using a lacrosse ball, rolling out the foot as soon as you get out of your regular shoes, that's fine as well. Barefoot companies, there's a ton of them now. They make all kinds of different things, from dress shoes, casual shoes, athletic shoes, hiking shoes, anything you want they basically make now. So, and they have a bunch of different good colors and designs, so they look better as well. The next thing is the support in these shoes. As well as using orthotics and things like that. It really allows your muscles of your foot, so your arch, to not have to work as hard, because you're getting that artificial arch support, and the muscles don't have to work. They get weaker and weaker. As you keep using them, the foot usually gets worse, which is why you keep having to update your orthotics every so often. Orthotics are fine for a short-term fix, but you don't really want to be using that for a long-term overall fix. So something like this has very minimal support, so it requires you to work and keep your arch supported, keep your foot supported, so you're constantly working those muscles, getting them stronger. If you're used to wearing something that has a lot of arch support, it will take some time to work into, but just wearing them little by little will help with that. Two more main aspects with regards to the shoes. You can see here how it's kind of rounded in and almost like pointed, where the longest part of the shoe is at the center. That's not how our feet are shaped, right? The longest part of the foot is either going to be the toe or the second toe, and it's supposed to be going straight out and then curving around, more like this shoe is shaped. So more straight out and then curving over. That shoe, where it curves in, eventually kind of helps cause bunions and things of that nature, just because it's actually pushing the toe in. We did have an earlier video on bunions, on how to fix that and how to prevent that, so definitely go check that out. So that's a big issue right there. It doesn't give enough toe space. I'll kind of show a video of what the foot should kind of look like splayed out, right, getting good contact with the ground, and then what it will kind of look like as well when it's squished inside of a shoe. Doesn't look good. Your balance will be off because the base of support's a little bit more narrow as well. Last real aspect of the shoe is just the shape of it. So as you can see, much thicker in the heel and less thicker in the front. This puts the foot in a little bit of plantar flexion. So what that does is it decreases the amount of dorsiflexion you use throughout the day. And when that happens, over time, you'll slowly lose that ankle dorsiflexion, and you can result in all kinds of different things when you don't have that adequate range of motion. But that's one big issue that we see from that. The other issue is just all the support. It doesn't allow you to walk and run even normally. So if you were to run naturally barefoot, you'd probably use a nice forefoot pattern if you're running on grass. With these, you're going to heel strike because it's bigger and also because you can't feel any pain. Pain is an indicator to tell us something's wrong, so heel striking while you run is wrong. But with all this cushion, it really hinders that, decreases the proprioception of the foot. The foot has tons of receptors in it. We need to allow that to feel the ground, get into contact with the ground, to tell our brain, to tell our bodies what's going on. So you really need to be able to feel the ground. And when you got, an inch and a half foam in between you and the ground, you're not going to be feeling anything. Your proprioception is going to be off. I kind of compare it sometimes to walking on pillows. That's a big exaggeration, but kind of similar in the fact that there's a lot of cushion between you and the earth, which is what we're trying to come in contact with. So guys, shoes very important. Foot care also very important. This video is just all about the shoes, taking care of your feet, just knowing that they are the base of support from the ground up. Start with good feet. You're going to be better off up the chain. It's only going to get, if you're not taking care of your feet, guys, it's only going to get worse as you age. As a physical therapist, I've seen a lot of older people as well, and the foot impairments get worse and worse as you go, and it can really affect you down the line, as well as when you're young. So make sure you guys keep that in mind, really focus on it, and tune in next time, guys. That's all we got. Make sure you guys subscribe, and we'll see you again.